You see, the very essence of life is when genes move from one generation to another generation. At the individual level, it is when a person passes over his genetic material to the next generation to ensure continuity of a particular race or species. That is the most critical essence of life. I don't care if you chase fame, money, or riches or education. But when it comes to 101, it is the passing over of genetic material from one generation to another. That is where true riches is found. But what if, in the innocency of the population, there is a sacred weapon that lies in the very food chain that they consume? What happened to that? Well, it takes us back to Hadi-Wambeg equilibrium, where the next generation becomes mutant and no longer respect the fundamental concept of the selection of species through the natural selection process. But what am I talking about? How will you explain that in the most advanced society on earth, the United States of America, a study just published showed that 9 harmful pesticides were found in babies' food? This means that the next generations becomes mutants, no longer the wild type population, according to Hadi-Wambeg equilibrium. In this show, we shall dive into this concept and we shall see what these 9 pesticides that were discovered in infants' food in popular brands across the United States are, and how the breasts of women play a role in promoting depopulation. This is when mothers, young mothers, decide not to breastfeed their children and separate themselves from protecting their children through the breast milk, which acts as a molecular sieve and offer an undeniable, undisputable protection. Welcome to Safe Agri Consulting. Today we shall discover the metamorphorical concept of wicked breast, good breast, and the interwoven relationship between these items and pesticides in children's food. Welcome to Safe Agri Consulting. Let's roll the tape and start the show. See you shortly. Wildfire in your body. Let's ride on. What if a simple choice made in the early stages of motherhood could significantly impact your child's health? What if that choice, seemingly harmless, held the potential to shape your little one's future? Today we delve into a metaphorical concept that explores this very idea, the notion of the wicked breast. The wicked breast is a striking metaphor that symbolizes a maternal choice that can irreversibly harm a child's health. Picture this: a mother capable of breastfeeding her baby, yet choosing not to do so. This decision, after the initial days of the child on earth, is considered wicked. But why is this choice deemed wicked? Well, the answer lies in the potential dangers lurking in the alternatives to breast milk. Once a baby is weaned off breast milk, they are typically introduced to commercially available infants' food. These foods, according to the Environmental Working Group findings, may contain residues of harmful pesticides. So, by choosing not to breastfeed before 6 months and beyond 6 months, a mother unknowingly exposes her child to these potential harmful pesticides. This is where the metaphor of wicked breast comes into play.
It is not about casting blame or guilt, but Safe Agri Consulting is simply echoing and emphasizing on the weight of this maternal decision. It serves as a wake-up call, urging mothers to reconsider their feeding practices. It underscores the importance of breastfeeding and the risk of exposing your children to harmful pesticides very early in life. Now, let's pause for a moment to reflect on what we have just uncovered. The wicked breast is a powerful metaphor representing a maternal choice that could potentially harm a child's health. It highlights the importance of breastfeeding and raises awareness about the potential danger of commercially available infant foods. It reminds us of the profound impact our choices can have on our little ones' future and health. Remember, every choice has consequences. The concept of the wicked breast serves as a heartbreaking reminder of this reality. It's a call to action for mothers to make informed decisions about their child's nutrition, emphasizing the importance of breastfeeding and the potential risk of not doing so. As we conclude, we hope this resonates with you. Remember, the health of your child is in your hands. A sad tale to remember is only after exposing the child to potential harmful pesticides, compromising the future. Welcome to Safe Agri Consulting.
Welcome back. I hope I have cleared the air about the whole concept of a wicked breast, a situation where a woman capable of breastfeeding decides not to do so, but chooses to use commercial food to feed the baby, which leads to significant health damages and causes subsequent mutation in the population. But let's dive into the original study, which was performed by the Environmental Working Group. But just before that, in 1995, the Environmental Working Group performed a similar study where they sampled most shops and commercial foods in the continental United States. And in 1995, they found that 58% of all food produced conventionally with harmful pesticides ended up in children. And 30 years later, they performed a similar study across the continental United States and found that conventionally grown food, 38% of food on the shelves destined for infants were containing 9 deadly harmful pesticides. Now, how can we explain this? This means that genes in the population will be mutated. This also means that children will be conditioned to a certain degree of mutation, diseases, chronic diseases. This also means that children that survives in the future are programmed to certain degree of certain illnesses. Therefore, it is important for every single household in the world, in the United States, to be mindful of the kind of food that they feed their infants with. Let's dive into the study and discover some of those harmful pesticides and how the role of a woman is in securing their children, their newborn, instead of keeping their breasts as an ornament. I will see you shortly.
A wicked breast won't feed any child for more than 6 months, but offers their sucklings to the tabernacle of harmful pesticides overloaded food. The saga unfolds in the Environmental Working Group publication, where their team embarked on a national chemical analysis of infant food similar to the 1995 groundbreaking study. In the intricate theater of scientific investigation, the revelation of continental proportion has unfolded, a symphony of several chemical analyses spanning 30 years, including all sorts of infant food, from diverse corners of the United States market, from the popular brands such as Bishnut, Gerber, and Parents' Choice. Surprisingly, a staggering 40% of all infant food in the continental United States market contain deadly pesticides, the study says. The conclusion is absolute and urgent, revealing the presence of 9 deadly pesticides that wreak havoc on infants' growth and development in their daily consumables. These hidden pesticides in infant food had purportedly instigated chronic diseases tightly linked to cancer, reproductive health, growth and development in infants. It's time for parents to take note and act wisely. Imagine a generation called special need children, forced to live in care centers, by this way not by their choices, but by a silent adversary in their food, which their unenlightened parents gave them, rendering them useless and unable to enjoy the divine gifts of nature. What is their crime from birth? Their wicked mothers refused them breast milk and fed them daily with food laden with pesticides residues such as Captain, a well-known product that metabolizes into 11 carcinogenic products according to the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Oh women, why are you keeping the breast on their chest for? I must ask. As a definition, a wicked breast won't feed any newborn for more than 6 months, but offers their infant to the tabernacle of harmful pesticides-laden food. A wicked breast stays unused and protrudes on the chest as an act of wickedness and wokeness. Loading infants with harmful pesticides food appears innocuous, but tragically has sealed the fate of generations and unleashed the kinetics of programmed depopulation. According to the Environmental Working Group publication, infants' organic food appears safer, but the price tag is out of reach for many. Within the time frame of 1995 to 2023, as for this report, especially in the realm of conventional infants' food, a mere difference of 15% harmful pesticides load was observed, indicating less progress has been made. Looking at their data with a scientific eye indicates the following. Number 1. Children within the last 3 decades were continuously poisoned via their ready-made food. Number 2. Surviving children had been programmed to a certain degree of health defects. Number 3. There have been less technological advances to remove harmful pesticides in food. The Environmental Working Group publication's finding paint a vivid picture of 9 harmful pesticides actives that affects the reproductive health, such as acetamiprid, captain, and propiconazole. The mere presence of these pesticides in top brands infant food suggests cohesive impairment of human reproduction. The clarion call for safe food now echoes with unprecedented urgency. While peeling techniques and washing agricultural produce can offer some relief by removing surface pesticides, the true path to safety lies in vigilance and a shift to organic and homegrown food. In the face of this continuous letdown by pesticides regulatory agencies, the time is now for independent food safety rating agencies. It is also a wake-up call for wicked breasts to play the natural role of infant nourishment and a commitment to a future where children's food does not compromise their well-being. These mark the end of this chronicle. Welcome to Safe Agri Consulting.
Now, imagine a population where kids are born with changes to their immune cells, with disruption to their hormonal system, with damages to their nervous system, and lastly, with damages to their reproductive system. This is what the harmful impact of the harmful pesticides that were found on infant food within the continental United States could do to the next generation. But without talking too much, what are the harmful pesticides, active ingredients that were found in this food? Number 1 was captain. Number 2 was acetamiprid. Number 3 was propiconazole. Number 4 was pyrimethamine. Number 5 was fluoxetine. There are tons of research papers showing that only these 5 harmful pesticides, or these that I've listed, impact fetal development, impact the development of immune system, impact reproductive system, impact the nervous system. You ever wonder why kids are so disobedient in the Western societies? Why kids go wayward and parents are unable to explain how kids develop in the Western society like a wild ass? Imagine a situation where you feed your child with these pesticides since 1995, and every single meal that the child consumes, one nerve in the child's body is damaged. How will the children think when they grow up to a manhood like me? Let's dive into the study and see those harmful pesticides and their health impact. This is Safe Agri Consulting. If you like the show up to now, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. Promote this channel. Thank you.
Which pesticides might be found in popular brands of infant food in the United States? An exploration into the farming practices unveils the unnerving use of pesticides like acetamiprid, captain, and propiconazole. While these agents are commonplace in agriculture, their potential impact on the reproductive system is far from ordinary. Let's start with acetamiprid. This pesticide is often found in conventional baby's food, and its potential risks are not to be taken lightly. Studies suggest that it might cause damage to the nervous system, and there are allegations about its potential to cause reproductive toxicity. Next is Captain, the pesticides, whose breakdown product, the trihydrothallamide, was found in 11 commercial infant food during the recent study by Environmental Working Group. The Environmental Protection Agency of the United States classified Captain as a likely human carcinogen, a substance capable of causing cancer in living tissue. Then we have the propiconazole, another pesticide often used in conventional farming. While it was only detected in one product during the aforementioned study, the lack of data regarding its potential toxicity is a cause for concern. But it doesn't stop there. Other harmful pesticides that were found in infant food within the United States were pyridoxine, pyrimethamine, imidacloprid, each carrying their own set of potential health risks. These health risks range from harm to fetal development, changes in the cells of immune system, disruption of hormones, to damage to the nervous system and immune system and the reproductive system. Now, compare with organic farming. Organic certified produce and products are held to stricter standards. This guideline prohibits the use of many toxic pesticides, resulting in the absence of such residue in organic products. So next time you are in the baby's food aisle, remember this: choosing organic products isn't just a trend, it's a decision for health. It's a choice that could protect you and your child from potential dangers of pesticide exposure. So we encourage you to make the switch. Choose organic, choose health, because every baby deserves a healthy start. Welcome to Safe Agri Consulting.
Now that we have uncovered the harmful pesticides that are found in the food, this section of the program I dedicate it to all the women out there, to all the young women out there, to all those that are willing to use their breasts to feed a generation and repopulate the earth with children that will not be mutants. I dedicate this section to all the women that understand that the true sustenance for their newborn babies is found on the chest. I dedicate this section to my lovely wife, who also sponsored this section of the show. I dedicate this section to Dr. Professor Ambele, University of Pretoria, for encouraging this show and for sponsorship. I dedicate this section to all the men that will promote their wife to breastfeed them and use their breasts with the natural golden fluid that is found in it and safeguard a generation that fit normally, that grows normally, because their mothers gave them the breast milk. Enjoy the show and thank all the women that fed you with their breast milk.
The breast is the mother of generations. Have you ever questioned why breast milk is often termed liquid gold, or why it is considered the first and the most potent line of defense for a newborn immune system? It is because within this complex fluid lies a symphony of nutrients and a formidable army of antibodies and bioactive molecules. These divine elixir serve as a bastion shielding the newborn from the ravages of infectious diseases and some toxins. But there is more to this story than just the milk itself. There is a silent guardian, a protective deity, if you will, that ensures the purity of this liquid gold. This guardian is none other than the breast itself, endowed with a unique mechanism of selective transport, akin to a molecular ballad. Imagine the inner sanctum of breast cells. A tight junction barrier stands as a sentinel separating the maternal blood from the elixir destined for the newborn. This barrier acts as a selective sieve, allowing only the chosen molecules laden with nourishment and antibodies to pass through, while the unwanted substances are held back. This dance of selective transport is an intricate ballet of molecular filtration. It ensures that the newborn receives the bounty of nutrients and protective antibodies without a whisper of contamination from harmful substances such as pesticides. It is a delicate balance, a pas de deux, where only the virtuous molecules are granted passage and the harmful ones are held back. Despite these celestial defenses, one must acknowledge the reality that some environmental toxins, such as pesticides, may still attempt to breach the sacred barrier. Yet, it is important to note that these intruders, though present, usually wade in the shadows, while their levels significantly diminishes in comparison to the maternal bloodstream. So, in the end, the tale that unfolds is one of celestial defense and a molecular sieve, a symphony of protection orchestrated by the breast. This is a good breast. It's a saga where the breast stands as a guardian deity, allowing the sacred elixir to flow untainted, ensuring that the newborn is cradled not only in the warmth of nourishment, but also the protective embrace of an immunological fortress. This is a good breast. This is the marvel of breast milk and breast itself, and the divine dance of selective transport, a testament to the intricate and the beauty design of nature in its quest to protect and nourish life. Welcome to Safe Agri Consulting, your home for food safety.
As we close the show, know that at Safe Agri Consulting we talk about food safety, food technologies, and the agroeconomics dynamics of our food. And know that the big tech doesn't think about you. Your health is not their priority. But if you think this is a joking sentence, now check this. Under the President Trump administration, EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, did not certify this molecule at the gap to be used to treat oranges or citrus fruits. But under the current administration, and most probably this year, the scientists that warned against the harmful impact of adicap on citrus were replaced by new ones so that they could give a tick that go ahead, liberate this molecule to the market. But the harmful effect of adicap have not yet been solved. It will still create the same harm, but yet it will be sold on the market. It will be used to treat their fruits. So nobody care about you. Know a little bit of pesticide science and save your family. Welcome to Safe Agri Consulting. Please share and subscribe and support us. See you in the next show. Bye.